Coach, how do you feel that maybe practice changes a little bit as you go from kind of the fall camp environment into the game prep environment?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you get a little bit of lull of intensity when you get to the scouts, and that's what we're trying to work through this week. That's why we added a day this year to make sure we get doubles on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then next week do another Tuesday, Wednesday, just so the guys know what to expect, know how to practice, staying healthy, getting the looks, competing, getting the young guys to understand their role and how important that is. So there's a blend to it, still staying sharp and good on good, because we need to accelerate into the season. I mean, the last two seasons, we've been really flat week one, and we can't have that, and that's been the goal of now our game preparation towards Colorado State.
Obviously, things change all the time, but if you had to say right now, which freshman do you see not redshirting for sure?
Oh, Carlos Hernandez, Ansel Dinbu. Right now, Warren probably will still go 4 games and carve out a role as long as we stay healthy. I'm trying to think if there's another one out there. We're still working with Boogie. He's had some injury things, but you'll probably see him late in the season. But Ansel and Carlos for sure.
Doing a story on a couple of guys named Ron and Brennan. I think you're a little bit familiar with them.
Yeah.
Today's day and age, you just don't see guys stick around for 6 years, especially of their caliber with NIL and the transfer portal. What does their loyalty mean to this program?
Well, I think it means everything, and it means everything to me personally. I've been around these two guys since 2020. I think they've been change agents for what we've wanted to accomplish as a defense, and then obviously their leadership and how they owned it to the team. I think their voice is paramount, but also their work ethic, their character, and their tangibles of what they do each and every day. So really proud of those guys. I can't even express in words how much they really, truly mean to me personally. And what I love about Ron, Ron faced a lot of adversity last season, and he had a great season in 21. Wasn't his best last year, and he needed that, right? So he got kicked down. He's responded. He's ready to have his best season, and BJ is Mr. Consistent. But both of them unique and different in their own ways, and they're ready to have really special senior seasons and finish as a Coug.
How do you feel like their personalities and their leadership have kind of helped mold the culture you want to build?
We talked about a lot as a staff. When both those guys leave next year, it's going to be hard to replace that energy. I mean, you can't be anywhere even remotely close to this building or field and not hear RJ or feel RJ. And I think RJ gets the reputation of a quiet, serious worker, but he's got more personality in him than you could ever imagine. He's also got more respect than maybe any other player on our team. So those guys have earned that too, right? And obviously being here a long time, they've done that. They'll be really, really hard to replace. But the one thing Coach Bold taught me, and when you get players like that, don't worry about when they leave, really enjoy when they're here. And that's what we're trying to do.
You said the last part, you said RJ meant Brennan with the kind of quieter.
Yeah. BJ's got kind of the quiet reputation, but he's not that. He's a character too. But he just goes about his business in such a different way, and I think that's what makes him unique. But that's what makes it fun to be around both of them.
I talked to Coach Arbuckle the other day, and I asked him to kind of tell me about how you guys connected to bring him over here. And he told me about he was like at a hotel in New Orleans for Western Kentucky's bowl game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he gets a call from you, and he almost didn't answer it because he was like, who is this?
Yeah.
I'm curious, like how did you kind of become aware of him, and what kind of sold you on him?
Oh, I still have a Wyoming cell phone number, so I think he thought it was spam, right? Same thing. We went through a list of people. We didn't want to restart on offense. His name kept coming up. And then I started with about, say, 6 to 8 guys, and then really whittled it down through the interview process. And every step of the way, the more I really went through the film and looked at it from my defensive lens, how creative he was, how hard he was to prepare for, how each week was like a new offense and a new challenge, yet they were, really, just efficient, didn't hurt themselves. You saw some toughness on tape and really good quarterback play. So it just kept leaning towards Ben, and then the fit personally with him and his family here. Small town Texas guy, understands what it's like, loves Pullman. He just fits us and who we are, and just really happy to have him here.
He's like barely older than Jamie and I. How did that like factor into your decision?
Come on, you guys
here?
look so young.
Well, I might. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I'm 40. I'm a man now. I'm a man. The old Gundy. I think that's the biggest thing that today's football has taught you is that age. It doesn't matter as much. Like it doesn't. You see his ingenuity, you see his creativity, you feel his energy out here at practice, which I think is important. I think guys really relate to him. It's about how he goes about his business that I've been really impressed with. Now, I love it because he's a young guy and I have an opportunity to mentor him. You know, being the offensive coordinator at Washington State, I know is not the end goal, right? You know, hopefully has a long ways in the line, but he wants to be a head coach, and I get excited about that because I get to teach him a lot of the things that I've learned too. So I think that's an important pairing.
Is he like talking TikTok with the players, or how do you think he like relates the most to these guys?
No, I hope he's not on TikTok. Yeah, there's just a personality to it, but yet, come on, Coach Arbuckle was raised old-fashioned Texan. I've met his dad. So, you know, there's discipline to what he does. There's energy to what he does. There's old school nature to what he does. You know, he loves Red Dirt Country, and he sings it all the time, right? So I don't know how many guys in our offense sing Red Dirt Country, right? So it's one of those things where he's him, and that's what I've encouraged him to do, is be you, always a part of us, and we'll continue to grow together.
With that dynamic, you know, you being the head guy, him being the OC, how do you make that dynamic work? And in your mind, what makes that work the best?
Well, I think there's still things that we're working through. You know, we're still, first time in a game week, right? And how that preparation goes and what he needs versus what our schedule is and how that works. I just love open and honest communication. I give our coaches a ton of feedback. And I think it's on them always to understand, bury your ego. This is a way to learn and grow. And that's what we have with all of our coaches, not just Ben. So we're still getting on the same page of how that looks, and that's why we extended this early game prep week so we can make sure we're on the same page.